parents are often told that their child needs to be on a part-time timetable. They're often told their child can't come to school much of the time. And before I was a SEN lawyer, and when my youngest son was at school, his behaviour was very challenging to manage, and I was told at the time, he can come to school between 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. 12 p.m. even daily, and that was and the way that was portrayed to me, and the way that it's portrayed to many other parents, is that the reason for that is that the child can't actually cope with anymore, and it's in their best interest. The way that I often read that situation is that it appears to be in the school's interest, because, put bluntly, this child is hard work. This child may be impacting the rest of the class in a way that seems to be adverse. And the bottom line is this, that all children are entitled to suitable full-time education. What's suitable there can sometimes be a bit of a debate about, but in general terms, that's, they're entitled to what their peers that are attending an ordinary mainstream state school are receiving in terms of the number of hours. And the only time when it wouldn't be appropriate for them to be at school full-time or receiving education in another way that's full-time is if that they were too unwell to attend school full-time, or it would be potentially harmful to their health or well-being for them to attend full-time, in the sense that, for example, they have chronic fatigue syndrome, or they're undergoing harsh chemotherapy treatment, and so they're so fatigued, they're too unwell to attend school. Often it's not the case that they're ill at all when they're placed on a part-time timetable. They may well be autistic, they may well have ADHD, or sensory processing needs, but that doesn't mean that they are unwell. It may be this, that their behaviour is demonstrating unmet needs and an underdeveloped skill set, possibly their skill set, possibly the skill set of those that are teaching and supporting them. But it's rarely the case that a part-time timetable is lawful unless a child is too unwell. There will be exceptional circumstances where some sort of flexible education is appropriate for a short period of time, perhaps, for example, when a child is being reintegrated after a long period of absence or something like that, or transitioning between settings or something. But that is but as a kind of as a general starting point, then it's an informal exclusion, and it also then prevents parents from having the right of appeal that they would have in a state school if their child was formally excluded, and you've got a decision letter saying your child's excluded from school, they're not allowed to attend these days or hours. So it's really important to know that if that's happening and your child appears to be disabled, they don't necessarily have to have a diagnosis, then that's probably disability discrimination, and it's probably unlawful.